Hi LEGO fans! Whilst 2020 has been a pretty bad year for Muggles, it has been an epic year for LEGO Harry Potter. LEGO has bestowed upon us the Hogwarts Room of Requirement, 4 Privet Drive, Forbidden Forest Umbridge's Encounter, the surprisingly fragile Hogwarts Astronomy Tower, a 5,500 piece Diagon Alley, Attack on the Burrow, a Hedwig automaton, 16 magnificent collectible minifigures, and in December I'll be opening up every door on the LEGO Harry Potter Advent Calendar. Still to come in 2020, we have the Monster Book of Monsters from my favourite LEGO designer Justin Ramsden. But today I'm going to be tearing open, speed building, and reviewing 40419 Hogwarts Students Accessory Set, yes we have a Harry Potter Battle Pack, and the 30420 Harry Potter and Hedwig Our Delivery Polybag. Later in the video I'll be taking a look at a visual guide to the Wizarding World which has an exclusive Tom Riddle minifigure. Very nice! Getting back to the good stuff, these are small sets with a combined parts total of less than 100. The Hogwarts Students Accessory Set contains 53 pieces and includes 4 exclusive minifigures. We've got a grown-up Harry Potter in his Gryffindor sweater, a smug-looking Draco Malfoy in the Slytherin sweater. For the first time as a minifigure, this is Hannah Abbott in Hufflepuff yellow. And finally we have Cho Chang in Ravenclaw house colours. Let's hope we don't encounter any Nargle-infested mistletoe. This is quite a pricey thing and will set you back $15 US, 15 euros, or 13.5 Great British pounds. It does however include a complete set of Hogwarts house uniforms, and an exclusive printed tile showing Draco picked out on the Marauders Map. The Polybag, apart from being shiny and difficult to film, is a little less exotic. It contains 31 pieces and was given away as a promotional item at some LEGO stores. Sure, we do get the boy what lived, but it's no exclusive minifigure. The packaging on these sets isn't terribly exciting, so let's get these open and see what we've got inside. Definitely the more exciting of the two sets is the Hogwarts Students Accessory Set. It consists of a bookcase and 4 minifigures representing each of the Hogwarts houses. The bookshelf itself accounts for about half of the part count. On the shelf we have 3 books of varying sizes, and underneath we find an unfunctional drawer. As LEGO bookcases go, it's perfectly acceptable but isn't going to get anybody's pulse racing. I like the decorative brown columns and the gold accents, but at the end of the day it's a bookcase which doesn't really have any meaning and will easily get lost inside one of the Hogwarts sets. If you're buying this set, it's definitely going to be for the minifigures. Each minifigure is an exclusive, although most of the parts used to make them could be found elsewhere. Each one comes with a dark brown wand, although this is definitely not going to be the right colour for some of the characters. Each minifigure also comes with an accessory which may help us place which movie they're based on. Harry, for example, has a really nice 2x3 printed tile showing Draco Malfoy picked out on the Marauders Map. Harry becomes obsessed with tracking Draco during Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Confirming that theory, we have Draco Malfoy with an apple. I suspect that's not a gift for Professor Slughorn. It's a standard LEGO apple element which you can also get in a red colour. The apple is of course one of the things that Draco was using to test the vanishing cabinet. Let's just say that whole affair didn't end out well for Dumbledore. Cho Chang's accessory seems a little more generic. She has one of these hinged LEGO books, and inside we have a printed list of Draco Malfoy's finest achievements. Miss Abbott's accessory is a 2-piece lantern. Like Cho Chang's book, this doesn't seem to have any relevance to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's possible LEGO didn't intend these minifigures to be from a specific movie. The appearance of the characters seems to place them in the Order of the Phoenix or the Half-Blood Prince. Each character comes with standard black minifigure legs, even though I'm pretty sure Cho Chang usually wears a skirt. This is the HP 220 Harry Potter, complete with Gryffindor sweater. Earlier minifigures included a Gryffindor crest on the jumper, although this is more movie accurate. Denoting Harry is a Gryffindor, we have the red and gold tie and the red and gold decoration on the jumper. You'll find more red and gold decoration on the back of the torso and also a couple of creases. My heart is telling me that this is based on Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. In many of the scenes in the Order of the Phoenix, Harry would have been wearing a fashionable cardigan. The facial print is not an exclusive and has been used on many other Harry Potter minifigures. We have the trademark spectacles, bushy eyebrows, and a very slight smirking smile. The alternate expression shows a very much more consternated Harry Potter. He looks like he's just about to curse Draco with Sectum Sempra. That curse is taken from the Latin sectum, which means to cut, and semper, which means forever. The hair is a really good choice and shows a much more grown-up Harry Potter. None of Harry's body parts are exclusive to this set, so if you want to build one of these, you can absolutely do so. When you compare the minifigure to the movie, it's actually a really good recreation. Even the facial print is a really nice likeness. Next we have the HP221 Draco Malfoy, who is a little bit more exclusive. This torso print is only used in 2 minifigures and is also included in the 75954 Hogwarts Great Hall. We have the silver and green colours of Slytherin House, but unfortunately no metallic printing. Again we have printing on the back of the torso, including house colours, and a couple of creases which are in a different position. This is actually a really good likeness of the older Draco Malfoy. In particular, the hairstyle is very similar to that worn by Tom Felton in the movie. The first facial expression shows Draco with quite an inquisitive expression. The alternate is an absolute beauty and shows that trademark Draco sneer. Again, from a costume perspective, I think this version of Draco looks like he comes from the Order of the Phoenix. Most of the time when we see him in the Half-Blood Prince, he's dressed more like a Death Eater. Hufflepuff students don't appear in LEGO Harry Potter sets very often. This is the HP222 Hannah Abbott, and this is the first time she's appeared in minifigure form. The facial print is not an exclusive and was also used for Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park and Fleur Delacour aka Phlegm. The torso print shows Hannah wearing a Hufflepuff school tie and also a Hufflepuff sweater. Notice the black and yellow detail. That detail continues on the back of the torso but is mostly obscured by all of that blonde hair. The torso print has been used once before in the 75954 Great Hall for the Susan Bones minifigure. Hannah makes only fleeting appearances in the movies, but I did manage to capture this likeness from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Considering these are generic elements, the likeness is pretty good. Hannah Abbott was definitely featured in the Order of the Phoenix and was a member of Dumbledore's army. She did not attend Hogwarts in Year 6 because her mother was murdered by Death Eaters. For that reason, I think this character will be based on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The facial expression is quite pouty, but I think it's a good choice for the character. The alternate expression shows her looking quite stressed. In the Order of the Phoenix book, she was actually really stressed about her OWL exams. The hairpiece is a really good choice to recreate Hannah Abbott's long blonde hair. It's a very generic element, but it was a good choice. As a bonus fact, Hannah eventually marries Neville Longbottom and becomes landlady of the Leaky Cauldron. Finally, from the Hogwarts Students Battle Pack, we have the HP223 Cho Chang, a lifelong fan of the Tutsil Tornadoes. Cho is a fellow Ravenclaw and at the time of filming is wearing an exclusive torso print with the Ravenclaw house colours. You can see more of the blue and silver printing around the back, but it's a shame that LEGO didn't use metallic silver printing. The facial print is also exclusive to this minifigure, although we do have 2 other Cho Chang LEGO minifigures. The alternate expression is quite melancholic. This would fit with the Order of the Phoenix because of course Cho was sad about the death of Cedric Diggory. Of all the 4 minifigures within this set, I think Cho Chang bears the least resemblance to the character in the movie. So that was the 40419 Hogwarts Students Accessory Set, and I think I hear the flapping of incoming wings. So this is what we get inside the 30420 Harry Potter and Hedwig Owl Delivery Polybag. This is based on Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone where Harry receives his Nimbus 2000. It is of course delivered by Owl and is a gift from Professor McGonagall. The owl delivering the broomstick is of course Hedwig, and here you can see her in flight. She also has one of these clips for feet which is able to grip onto the broomstick. Also included in the set is a short version of the table where Harry was sitting with Ron and Hermione when the owl post arrived. Referring to the movie, these students were enjoying a traditional fried English breakfast. The food on offer in the LEGO set is somewhat different. There's a chicken or turkey leg served on a white plate, a couple of gold chalices possibly filled with pumpkin juice, and some delicious looking chocolate muffins. The table itself, whilst a little on the short side, is a fairly accurate recreation of the Longhouse tables within the Great Hall. The HP 150 Harry Potter minifigure is pretty common. He is of course equipped with a wand, and we get 2 of these on a piece of sprue. Being a minifigure based on the very first movie, he does come with the very short legs. The torso print shows Harry wearing a white shirt, Gryffindor school tie, and Gryffindor school jumper. The facial print is very commonly found in Harry Potter minifigures, but it is really cute. I love the bushy eyebrows and the exposed lightning-shaped scar. We do of course get an alternate expression which shows a rather more terrified Harry Potter. Although the minifigure is quite cartoony, it actually does quite a convincing job of recreating the character from the movie. As a free gift with purchase, this is quite a nice little thing, and I like the fact that it recreates a very specific scene from the movie. So these may not be the most exciting sets in the world, but if you are a Harry Potter collector, and you've got to have them all, well, the LEGO Harry Potter tax must be paid. Apart from the LEGO Harry Potter Advent Calendar, which is coming up in December, there's only one more 2020 LEGO Harry Potter thing that I haven't reviewed yet. This is the LEGO Harry Potter Magical Treasury, a visual guide to the Wizarding World. Clearly I bought this just to get the minifigure, but we may as well take a look inside. It was written by Elizabeth Dowsett and published by Dorling Kindersley. That means lots of pictures and hopefully some fascinating facts. I'm only going to take a quick flick through this, but it is not as terrible as you might imagine. Obviously we've got the introduction here, and basically this thing is almost like a promotional item for the 2018-19-20 LEGO Harry Potter sets. It was produced in 2020, so it does have the latest sets like Privet Drive and lots of facts about them. We've got the Burrow here, and then we have these pages which talk about specific characters. So we've got Hermione Granger here, it's talking about her Patronus. So lots of interesting stuff in here, particularly if you don't already know this stuff. We've got some data here on Quidditch, the Quidditch players, and these are recent sets as you can see. We've got the massive Hogwarts castle which takes up half of my lounge, and let's see what else we've got. So we've got the Hogwarts staff there with the ghost, nearly headless Nick. Something on Rubius Hagrid, and then talking a little bit more about the Wizarding World. Here's the micro-scale Diagon Alley. I don't know whether this is in fact, this was actually published before the large-scale 75978 Diagon Alley, so that is not included in here. That's the problem with these books, is that they are literally out of date the moment they are published. But yeah, lots of stuff in here. We've got some stuff about the magical creatures. I think we do have some content from the Fantastic Beasts movies as well. Here's a Tri-Wizard. Let's see if we can flick through this a little bit. Oh, Lord Voldemort, that's a great set. I really enjoyed reviewing that. Here we go. So Fantastic Beasts, we've got the, I forget what all these creatures are called. We've got the briefcase of interesting items and the Niffler down there. Really nice photography. Here's something about Newt Scamander, whose grandson Rolf marries Luna. But my favourite thing about this book is actually when you get towards the end. We have this behind the scenes section. As you can see here, we've got things like the Expecto Patronum set, which is kind of built from mock-ups. This is pre-production stuff, and you can see them designing nearly headless Nick. Some really nice content in here. You can read more about the people who actually make these sets and design them. And yeah, here they all are sitting in Denmark. There's my favourite designer, Justin Ramsden. He's from the UK and moved over to Denmark. And in the back here, we've got this character gallery, which is basically a tick list of all the stuff you need to go out and buy. It is definitely missing some stuff though, because even though we have 2020 characters in here, or do we? Yes, we do have a couple of 2020 characters. It does not include the latest Diagon Alley. So as I say, this is out of date already. Now, of course, the thing we're really interested in is the Tom Riddle minifigure, and he actually is kind of imprisoned within this plastic thing here. I've already opened this up so I can get him out and review him, but yeah, if you're going to take him out of the book, you're likely to lose him. The other thing I wanted to point out here is that more than half of the thickness of the book is just there for the minifigure. The actual content of this book, whilst it is good quality, is nothing like the thickness of the book. You can see here we've got the large section at the front there for the minifigure. Now, if you do want to buy one of these, this is the US and Canada version. I paid $22 for this. I'm sure you can pick it up cheaper in discount bookstores, but yeah, it's quite a nice thing, and if you're really into LEGO Harry Potter, you might want to consider buying one of these. Ultimately though, the main attraction to me was of course the Tom Riddle minifigure, so let's take a look. This is the HP 242 Tom Riddle minifigure, and he's worth about as much as the book that he came in. I'm sure that will change when these start popping up in discount bookstores. This is actually a fantastic recreation of the memory of Tom Riddle, which appeared in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Tom comes complete with a black wand, even though he didn't have one in the movie. The printing is really sharp and meticulously recreates the costume from the movie. Tom is wearing a white shirt, green and silver Gryffindor tie, black jumper and grey jacket with robes over the top. It's great that the legs are also printed and the design flows flawlessly down the body. There's a little bit more printing around the back, which shows the hood on the back of the robes. The brown wavy hair is not the perfect match, but it does the job pretty well. It lacks that side parting which we see in the movie. The facial expression has quite a sinister look and is a good match for Tom Riddle. I won't show you the other one because there isn't one. This is not the only Tom Riddle minifigure that LEGO has ever made. This yellow-faced beauty is the HP 031 Tom Riddle from 2002. He appeared in the 4730 Chamber of Secrets set, which is an absolute corker. The newer minifigure is quite the upgrade. So that was the 40419 Hogwarts Students Accessory Set, 30420 Harry Potter and Hedwig Owl Delivery Polybag, and the Harry Potter Magical Treasury, a visual guide to the Wizarding World. I will be covering the 2020 LEGO Harry Potter calendar in a series of separate videos. I'm also on the lookout for the Monster Book of Monsters, and that will definitely be getting a review. The Owl Delivery Polybag was a nice enough thing, but you could definitely get those components elsewhere and build your own. The Hogwarts Students Accessory Set was a bit of a different animal. Most of those minifigures could be constructed from separate parts, but of course then we wouldn't get the exclusive Ravenclaw torso and the 2x3 printed Marauders Map. I don't think this is particularly good value for money, but as a collector I had to have it. In fact, I wish I had a bunch of these so I could make my own custom minifigures for some of the other minor characters. Buying the book was a necessary evil to get the exclusive minifigure. That said, it is quite a nice book and the information within is worth reading. It may not be a New York Times bestseller, but it's earned a place on the shelf of interesting items. Speaking of interesting, I hope you found this video interesting. I really enjoyed making it, and if you enjoyed it as much as I did, a thumbs up is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more LEGO Harry Potter goodness. Thanks a million for checking out today's review, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next build video.